right, welcome back. So we're going to get into an ESC install to convert this thing to 3S. So something that actually a lot of people want to see. Surprisingly, I just didn't think it was going to be that popular to see the full install, because like I said, I'm probably going to struggle with this, trying to get this ESC in here. So we're going to pull this plate back off. I do have a lot of stuff off still. From me doing the BEC install. With that said, I don't think this ESC is going to fit, and there's a reason why I don't think it's going to fit. Because if you see all these Spectrum 100 amp ones, you can see the size difference. Let me grab just one of them. See, these wires coming out of here is the reason that stops me from putting in the 100 amp ones. But you can see the size difference. Now these are 3S ESCs, 2 and 3S, 100 amp Spectrum ESCs. And you can see clearly the size difference. Now the 85 is compatible to this. And this being so long, it's probably going to have to mount this way in there. So, but we're going to get into that. I do take out a bunch of these 100 amp ESCs, and I convert all of my 3S RCs from Arma. I just convert them to 6S with Spectrum 6S ESC takeoffs. So I didn't put all the screws in this. So this screw right here that holds this ground, this one actually holds the receiver on. So we gotta loosen up some of these other screws. This one also holds it on. So 2 screws for this. And I've had this apart for about a week now since I've done the BEC install. And I'm losing track of where all my hardware goes. It's been a very busy week for me. All right, got these valve cover gaskets drying. Picked up rubber ones, which I don't like. Rather have the cork, because the imperfection on the heads will tend to seep around these rubber ones. So I don't know, I'll do my best to seal them up, but just trying to let that stuff set up. Thermostat cap, fan clutch, and hoses. I'm gonna do some shocks and then start fixing the air conditioning. So brake, battery, flywheel, auxiliary, steering, throttle. So I am going to take off the throttle one, that one. So that's our throttle. this is the one that turns the pin to short screw and has Loctite on it. That one's longer. There are so many different size screws here. And then this goes onto a bearing. So here's the BEC install, which I'm just going to unplug it from the gyro because that's going to stay there. So we can get rid of this little one. I'm going to put that in my bucket. The longer one at the top. So they're actually the same size. I wonder if it's these two short screws right here. Yep. That's going to allow me to get this thing in there. So there's two screws over here. Which should release my power. This one says flywheel. Take that one off too. Is this one going to steering? What is this one? Brake. Stuff is just all twisted up in here. Program port. So we need to cut off power and ground. This normally goes to the gyro. You get dikes. But this is going to get soldered into the new ESC. Power and ground. Make sure that these are color coded. Orange, yellow, blue. There we go. Now this is something strange. I'm assuming this is to get rid of noise, is what I was told. That this being wrapped around this gets rid of noise from the gyro, which is really interesting, because if we don't have that, are we going to get a ton of noise from the gyro spinning, since it's right below it, right here? And this being so close, did they get a bunch of noise and have to add this thing? But like I said, this is an 85, and it's got these cool mounting brackets on the side, and 100 amp literally fits right into it. It's like the same size. It's like the exact same. See, and we can steal this jumper and this fan off for 100 amp and go up to 3S. And everything else is the same except for the mounting. Look how much bigger that is. It might not even squeeze. It would have to squeeze in between like this, which is going to be tough. I just glued that in place so that it can snap off. It's the BEC to drive my gyro now, which I'll put onto the new one. But I'm just trying to clear space in here. To see about fitting this ESC. Ooh, that's going to be extremely tight. Oh, that rocks too. I'm just going to remove the brake assembly, front brake for now. So that's your whole front brake system, which I might end up having to go this route. But then I have all this cable here, which I can shorten them and put a pigtail on it. Run it like this. You see? Get rid of course, this, because I don't need this wire in there. We'll go down. This would go this way. This would hide behind here. And then I can shorten these and go our yellow, orange, and blue, and just get rid of some of this wiring. God, look at all this wiring. All right, what I'm gonna do is, while I'm thinking about all this, I'm gonna check the gyro. I want to split this apart, since I can get to all these screws right now. I want to see this weight. Let's see, that's 3. There is dirt up in here. Grass, dirt. I don't think that's coming off with those 3 screws. Oh, look at their shims. And a spacer. don't see any dirt. Look at all that dirt that's down in there. So now I got the whole rear swing arm off. We are literally coming down to nothing on this RC. Well, that is a heavy weight. There is. Oh, those are probably balancing marks. It's literally got balancing putty on this weight. Is it really that bad? That one's, no, that one's okay. Oh no, they're okay. Let's see if they're noisy. Look at that thing just spin. I don't know if the camera picks it up. Should probably put a white painted mark on this, but this thing is spinning forever. Still going. So that bearing's good. I mean, the bearings seem okay. You can feel the gyroscopic effect by doing this. That's weird. Wonder why it was so noisy. There's also, looks like there's putty in here, and then there's putty over there. So it's got two spots of like hard putty. It's funny, there's no shim on this side. There is oil in there though. Let's see. God, there's a tight tolerance. Interesting. Can this go on more than one way? Nope. Oh, I guess it can. It can go that way or that way. So depending on the plate. So that's the right way. Those three bolts line up. So So 2 over here, 1 down there. I don't want these bushings to fall out, these shims, so I'm going to stand it up. Start it. And I know these go over here somewhere. That'll go like this. So that's how the gyro works. These 2 things. So this is for the wire. And where does this go? Oh, so 1 here, because there's already 1 on the back side right here, which goes here. All kinds of debris in here. All right. Definitely interesting. Well, we got it tore down, so next time I turn on the camera, it's going to end this video of checking the gyro and tearing everything out of this. Got a couple more bolts and I'll be able to split the whole front half, which I might do, just to get the handlebars off and see about mounting the ESC in here. But on the next episode, we're going to get an ESC installed, and I'm hoping it's this one. See, the sensor wire is sticking out on this side, which is fine. I can tuck it somewhere up, but the plate is definitely not going to fit flat. See, it's too wide. The plate will not bolt up. I need a skinnier ESC. It's either that or I space out the plates on both sides, which that's going to create a problem for the drive gear and where the chain rides. Definitely going to have to probably look at a different ESC. This ESC is just a little too big, so I might just go to a Castle. Castle definitely is smaller. Hopefully, maybe a Sidewinder. But we're gonna pull this out, head down to a different hobby store with the factory ESC. Now that I have it out, this ESC and all the ESCs I have and see if I can match something up. But that's going to end this episode because we are out of time. And I just wasted a bunch of money on this ESC. But that's a part of trying to make things work. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this gyro and the weight. And we'll go from there. But I don't see any problems with the gyro, the bearings, none of that. I don't know why it's noisy. Couldn't tell you, but it's been getting noisier. And we're going to go from there. But like, comment, subscribe. Put down your thoughts. What ESC do you think is small enough to go in here? That's the size of a 100 amp factory 3S ESC. Because I could use that one. And I might just end up having to go that factory route with a 100 amp ESC. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next video. Take a look. This is your collapse crash bar. But this is the ESC and everything stripped out of there. Actually a lot of work to get in there. There's your steering servo up in there. So this is your steering servo. Definitely a unique deal right here. But I've got this thing gutted down pretty darn far. Alright, sneak little peek. I've transferred this piece that holds on this. This is the factory 85 amp ESC. As you see, now I'm pulling off the black clip. Black goes at the top, orange in the center, gray at the bottom, with this facing the way you can see the clip holes. The other side doesn't have the clip holes. So black, orange, gray. And I'm doing that so that I can steal what I believe is a noise suppressor. So I'm going to unwrap these wires from this, do the same on this one, and then wrap all the wires around it and put this clip back on the end. And as you see, black, orange, gray. So all you got to do is bend up them little plastic tabs, and I'm using an X-Acto knife to do that, along with my plastic clip to get it wound around this ring. But I will just end up cutting this end off. But any Spectrum ESC to mount down the battery line, this one has a cat pack on it. As you see, the factory one does not. So it looks like the 100 amp will be pretty much a direct replacement. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fan assembly and stick it in this one, because the programming port is wired in to the little fan jumper right there. So I'm going to transfer this stuff over to the 100 amp ESC so that I still have a programming port sticking out in the front. So the only difference between the two is the mounting holes. These are mounted on the both side plates, and I am going to see if there's some way I can transfer this whole plastic housing onto this plastic housing to see if I can just switch it out. As you see, 85 amp 2S LiPo, and this one is a 2 and 3S. So I think this is pretty much going to be my direct replacement, using this, which I believe one of these was out of my Vendetta, since I have 3 of them. So it looks like everything's going to transfer. I don't want to desolder these just to get this plastic clip off, so I'm going to just take dikes and cut this thing off. I mean, theoretically, I can let it just hang out up here like that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just leave it up here for now. It's not going to hurt anything. Maybe I'll just tape it up here at the front. But it looks like everything's going to mount off. And as you see, the battery lines are just as long, so it will reach. So it looks like this 100 amp might be the way to go. But you'll see that all in the next episode. Just a little sneak peek of what I'm working on.